Hi. I feel like we're all in a womb right now. A womb as opposed to a room.
I've never wanted something rational.
You're gonna choke up. But I'm very fragile. I'm this fragile person in a very kind of extroverted lifestyle.
Sort of celebrate and be fascinated really by my own humanness.
This is my bedroom.
Anything on behalf of human rights that has compassion for the human condition, I want to be involved with. It resonates with me on a very spiritual level.
I think it's violent to tell people what you think they should do.
These versions of violence.
I believe that the personal is the global, and the personal is the political, and the micro is the macro.
I believe in your intuition or your gut is the voice that some might call angels, and I just believe in that. There's all kinds of different terms and gods that we can use for it, but I believe in it, quote unquote.
You're not someone that's scared about seeing other people see you cry?
Nope. I mean, sadness, anger, guilt, shame, they're all juicy, emotional, human pieces.
When you
Think globally and act locally. Look at the big picture.
I think in terms of color, and I just remember seeing yellow, and to me that just connotates warmth and friend and safe, and my artist was also very happy because whenever I feel seen as an artist, I'm immediately inspired.
Are you someone that commits easily?
To certain things. I've committed myself to my art and to my family. I can be fiercely protective of that. And women's issues, there are certain things I can commit to quite easily. Other things, terrified. Yeah, so we'll work on that though.
So I think the two great life forces that create great art, in my opinion, are joy and anger. I've never really believed in competition within art. It's like someone saying yellow is better than green or red is better than blue. It's such a subjective thing that putting artists up against each other and having one person win seemed anathema to what art meant to me. But it's the judgment and the comparison part that feels violent to me as an artist.
These versions of violence.
The whole should thing's hilarious, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty funny.
Should.
All right, pretty funny.
Should.
All right, pretty funny.
Should.
All right.
In my opinion, the best way to have our consciousness, our world consciousness evolve is to encourage the youth to question and to be discriminatingly wise, and to not and to find their own answers and listen to their intuition and be given the freedom to do that.
I liken human beings to flowers. There are certain people that are like roses, and you stick them in water and put them in the windowsill, and they're fine. And then I consider myself an orchid, where I'll look really beautiful and perform quite well for you, but I have very delicate, particular needs. And I'm a little higher maintenance, but I'll survive quite well if I have my needs met.
I love dancing.
Whenever I meet someone, I'll say, oh, that person's a lily, or that person's a rose, or that person's a chrysanthemum.
I just somehow wish that shows like this could be less about competition and more about the acknowledgement and acceptance and celebration of our artistic differences. So maybe someday it will. Thanks a lot.
And I heard it was an unusual project?
Unusual. I don't know
You're
what's
just
usual.
so unusual. I don't know.
What is usual? And my take on peace is that it's that which underlies all of the human emotions and the human colors: anger, sadness, excitement, joy, despondency, all of it. Peace is that which underlies and is that which we are innately. So, yeah, I just believe that the colors of life dance on top of the piece. So if we were to be still for one moment, or stop the story of what our life is, or stop the story of who we think we are, we're left with peace and love, which is what we are.
Well, I'm an emotional content person, so I have the greatest memory about the emotional journey of something, but if someone asks me the specific thing that happened, I won't remember any of it. I think we're teachers and students depending upon what moment you catch us.
My aspiration is to further my capacity for intimacy with every person I meet and every relationship I'm in and every record I make. So, yeah.
It doesn't change how I feel about the concept of art being judged. I still don't agree with it.
I love designing things. Okay, so all these different flavors of humanity, happy, sad, scared, upset, devastated, excited, all of them happen on the bedrock, ultimately, of this piece of knowing that I'm just observing all of this and that it's a real playground. So I derive great peace from the knowledge of that.
I love doing scary inner work.
That did happen.
Yeah,
to
I
you.
was held up at gunpoint and...
It was at gunpoint. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and he asked for all my things, and I just loved him so much in that moment. I was just like, oh, I love you. It must be so terrible to be asking me to give you all my things right now.
I'm pretty intuitive. I'm pretty intuitive. I'm pretty intuitive.
The one-dimensionalizing of you are just this, you are just
Right.
spiritual, or you are just angry, you know, that's just violent to me.
These versions of violence.
I fear being on my deathbed having missed out on my whole life because I was always living in the future.
I think because I was, and still am, such a people watcher, my favorite thing to do is just stare and watch people in action.
The beauty of the ebb and flow of how your body feels and honoring your body as the temple that houses your spirit.
I love silence right now for obvious reasons. Life's very noisy and crazy, and I like to be silent.